There's a magic in Fiji that never really fades. Every ripple in the water whispers another adventure waiting just around the bend. And today we're buzzing with excitement because in just a few days, some of our best friends are flying in and we finally get to share this life with them. The life we've fallen in love with, the color of the reefs, the taste of island sunsets, and the rhythm of living on the water. So we press pause on surfing our little hearts out and start prepping the ultimate Fiji welcome tour. Snorkeling in waters so clear it hardly seems real, and bar hopping between sandy shores. But if you've been following our adventures, you already know nothing ever goes exactly as planned. Last episode, we lost our flopper stopper to the sea in the middle of the night, and this time, well, disaster didn't want to feel left out. Because one mysterious pop in the dark, our dinghy, our main source of transportation, our lifeline to shore, deflates right beneath us. And now the countdown is on. Our friends arrive tomorrow, no dinghy, no way to get to land, and no backup plan. Any guesses on how we'll navigate this ordeal? Leave your comments below.
So I'm not exactly sure the name of this bar. We were thinking about coming here to get Connor a beer and maybe just getting some lunch. And it's super cool because it's just like this floating bar. Check it out. We're gonna get a little closer to get a little view of it. But we just found out it's 50 Fijian dollars per person that is just to moor the boat. So if you came with 4 people, which we were thinking about bringing our friends here, 25 per person, that is $100 just to bring the boat here.
It was a good recon mission, but insider scoop, Cloud9 is free and has the same attractions, so we'll be taking our friends there instead, saving the 200 Fijians for all the brewskis we could drink.
Alright, I feel like we've been there. That was good enough for me.
You want to jump off the
That's
dinghy?
all right. Yeah.
Just so you pretend like you're jumping off something?
Jump off the bow.
Well,
back to the boat.
Bummer, it is very expensive, but we'll contemplate bringing our friends. There is one other spot called Cloud9 that they don't charge. It's apparently not as nice as this one, but it's kind of like more the local spot because most cruisers don't have 50 Fijian just to, you know, have someone else park your boat. We don't need valet parking for the dinghy, that's all right.
But we did jump in to explore the surrounding reef to see if this was a worthy spot to show our friends the underwater goodies of Fiji.
So we were freaking out because we couldn't make our water under 1500 ppms, and that is way too high, about triple the limit that you want to be drinking water at. And we usually get down to about 250 ppm. So everything I was reading online was actually saying that the membrane might be broken, until I asked ChatGPT. And ChatGPT said that if the membrane was blown and fully beyond repair, then it would be letting straight seawater through, which makes sense, and that would be more like 15,000 ppm, not 1,500. It also suggested that we do a little clean, and there are like proper cleaning chemicals that you can buy to do this, but we don't have any of that stuff. I didn't think ahead to be cleaning the membrane out here, so I now have to improvise with a little bit of baking soda and vinegar. So I just did a baking soda rinse yesterday and let that sit for 24 hours and then rinsed all that out, and then now I'm doing a vinegar rinse. and I added a little bit of citric acid just to drop the pH a little bit. Unfortunately, I do not have a way of measuring pH, but I tasted it, and it doesn't taste too bad. But this is the setup so that you can kind of run a recirculating system. I had to undo a few things and add a few hoses, but basically I have this hose that kind of was part of this manifold right here, and then if I open that, then that links into the little boost pump for the water maker. And then so I can pull from this bucket here, and then this is the brine water hose that usually is piped out through to where the bilge pump goes. And so I have that there, and then that there, and then this is the freshwater kind of test hose that we always have plumbed. And so as long as I have all three of these hoses in there, then it just recirculates all the water through the system. And then so what I'm doing is circulating it through the system for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then letting it sit for a few hours, and then recirculating it again. ChatGPT said to do it like that, and then let it sit for a few hours, and then flush it out, and it should be good. But for a heavier case, you can do up to 24 hours of a soak. So I'm gonna just go for the 24 hours because we don't have a lot of vinegar on board either. So don't want to waste that, and better make sure that it's all good. Tomorrow we will find out if this is good and if we have to run the water maker through twice again, because that is a pain in the butt. And Malvina's making pizza.
Yeah.
And pasta.
No, pasta
My
was
little Italian.
The pasta was a few days ago. That was just leftover.
All right, there's Alivo right there. And we're just gonna head right out ahead here, and there should be a pretty cool sandbar. We got pickleball, we got some peach iced tea, and Connor's got a few brewskis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
We're gonna go to the smallest island we've ever been to. Only at low tide.
We kept hearing about this sandbar that only pops up at low tide, which immediately made us think, yeah, we should probably go check that out before we confidently drag our friends out there like we know what we're doing. You know, real professional island guide kind of things.
Good thing about coolers is you don't need a trailer in the water. They just float along. No wagon necessary. Does that one float?
Not really.
Do you want to put it
I
on?
probably float
You can
though.
put it on my floaty.
Hello. Island boy. What they say about big bellies. You float better.
Go home, this is my island. Just kidding. I think
This is I Island.
I think we must really stink because this is happening every single place we go. When we were surfing earlier, the girl left, and then there was another surf section where it was Connor and I jumped in. It was like a few guys, they left.
Do I look that mean, guys? What's going on? Maybe Malvina
I guess I
looks
do
that
paddle
mean.
out and go
Every time. What else would you do, though? I'm glad I normally put this out the bilge hose because that filled up pretty quickly. I thought I would just monitor the brine water, and it's just spiraling out of control in there. Pretty cool. But it almost overflowed. So I'm gonna pipe that back outside. Well, we did it after a few days of work and a lot more days of stressing the heck out. I think I revived our water maker, so it was not blown, it was just dirty. And after the baking soda and vinegar rinse, it took a little while today. I kept seeing the TDS meter completely kind of overload, which was like over 10,000 ppm, so that's not good news. And then it finally kind of worked its way down and down and down to 1200, and then now we're finally at 500. Just got below 500. So we are stoked. We're finally dumping fresh water right back into the tanks. Woo-hoo-hoo! And this might just be the best water making day ever because it's working again. And 380 watts off of one, 400 off the other, 66 off of one, and 226 off the other. You guys do the math. We're making water for free.
Water maker running, sun shining, and literally making our water for free. Life felt so good. And on top of all of that, a bunch of boats we met back in Mexico and French Polynesia were all at Musket Cove that night. These were some of the family boats that inspired us back in Fakarava to think, yeah, maybe we should build our own tiny floating family. So obviously there's only one thing to do. Barefoot barbecue, live music, no responsibilities, just good vibes. But of course, on our way back from the island bar, some of the most unexpected things happen. Coincidentally, the most impeccable timing as well. All happening the night before we're supposed to pick up our friends from the airport.
Well, we were just trying to leave Musket Cove and there is this super sharp thing that's like underwater and we somehow ran right into it and completely popped our dinghy. It is so flat. I don't know how we're gonna make it because
it couldn't get any flatter.
It's pretty rough out there. And
we got friends coming in tomorrow and no way to pick them up or take them anywhere.
One of the worst things that can happen to a sailor, a pop dinghy, no transportation to get you to and from the boat, especially when two people are about to turn into four people.
Well, our night before our friends have arrived has completely changed. Originally, we were going to sail tonight to Denarau to pick them up, but with us crashing the car and popping the dinghy, our plans have changed and they're going to have to take the ferry to us and we're going to have to figure out how we're going to pick them up tomorrow. This is what we're working on as of right now.
So you can stick your whole hand in there. It's a pretty good size hole. It's pretty dried out. I've been shaking it around. The davits actually are working pretty well for this, so I think we're going to decide to leave it on the davits right here. And I think I'm just going to try to 5200 this on. Obviously we'll scuff it all up so it kind of sticks better. And we'll 5200 that on. But yeah, as far as I can tell from every angle that I've shook it, I've dropped the davits down low on this side, raised them up higher on this side, and I'm not seeing any extra water come out of there. So I think we're good. So I think that's a pretty decent little clampable area right here that we're not really going to get better if we lift it up on the deck. So might as well just leave it on the davits. Hopefully that'll hold, or at least hold us slowly so that we can kind of function for the rest of the week.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to sponsor us and give us a free dinghy, today would be a really great day. But until then, we're going to try to fix this. Our other ideas, we do have a friend that's selling a dinghy. Unfortunately, not in this anchorage. I think they are out at...
left 2 days ago.
Yeah, they just left 2 days ago to Cloudbreak. And unfortunately, they don't have any service. We're pretty sure they don't have any service at Cloudbreak because they don't have a Starlink on board.
Another idea is to like go through another friend that I think is out there and have them relay the message to that boat to let them know that we need a dinghy. At least if we can borrow their dinghy for the week for the time being, but maybe we'll just buy it off them. So the saga continues. For now, we must repair, even though it's 9 p.m. The Connor's making a little template right now.
So this is kind of just where it lines up to the bottom, kind of the widest spot that I can get that'll hold this whole thing flat right here. So I just marked it right there. And then, yeah, I think marking right here also, just kind of eyeballing marking where that's going to hold from the top side too. And then since I cut that all flush, then I should be able to put some clamps on both sides and hopefully hold that all together for the night. We'll see.
Is everything sanded down? The patch?
Everything's all sanded
Dinghy.
down. I use this little palm sander, whatever, finger sander all over it. I did a little hand sanding, and then, well, I did this first. Then the hand sand, then this. And then now we do some acetone on here on both sides. Clean everything up from any oils that might keep it from adhering. And then we'll slap some 5200 on there. And hope, we'll cross our fingers, we'll pray, we'll do all of the things. And then I found this one out. I don't know if this is the right way to do it or even a good way to do it. That pokes a pretty good hole in there. Much better than using the little stick that they give you.
Nice.
I'm just wiping this down with acetone.
Please don't drop it. Didn't want one of these happening on Alivo. Clams you need to fix the dinghy.
As many as you got. Even the little guys get to work. Alright, Eric. This doesn't work. We're just hanging out on the boat for the next week. In case Highfield doesn't respond, OC Tenders, we would love to allow you to use this as a commercial because nobody wants this to happen to them while they're in the middle of Fiji. Get a fiberglass dinghy. Better yet, carbon fiber. That's a good commercial. $500.
Pop Dinghy cannot stop the adventures. Our friends have arrived in Fiji, and one way or another, they're getting on Alivo. Because there's too much fun waiting. There's lots of backflips and acrobatics off the second floor at Cloud 9, clear blue water below, and snorkeling through a world that never gets old. This is what Fiji's all about. Good friends, big laughs, and memories made barefoot. Thanks for sailing with us, and see you next episode on Alivo Sailing. So we want to give a huge thank you to all our supporters. We so appreciate you and are amazed at your generosity. If you want to also help support our journey, check us out on Patreon. There's a link below in the description. Or if it's easier, scan your phone right now on the QR code that's right here on the screen. Now make it a great day, and see you next episode.